He is said to have arrived in China around the 6th century CE, and his teachings emphasized direct experience and meditation. The legendary 9 years of wall gazing symbolize his commitment to meditative introspection. Bodhi Dharma's influence is felt not only in the Zen tradition but also in various martial arts that originated in the Shaolin monastery.
We have any number of people, this may be very difficult for a Western audience to digest, but I have seen yogis who have not moved from the place they were sitting for over 6 months, 7 months, just in the same place. By any normal standards, your body should not survive that. But once they sit down, they won't move, just like that, not moving at all.
Before we talk about the yogis who sat for a long period of time, let's first watch Sadhguru's video.
I kind of think this is the endeavor of science, is to take the intelligence all around us and across our system and try to understand the principles of that. It's a way of going out and trying to understand the blueprints around us in a way that can be made conscious as something that we can make understandable.
When you say understandable, that means we can put it into the parameters of logic. What if there is a dimension of intelligence within you which does not fit into the parameters of logic? Trying to fit everything into the parameters of logic means the surface intelligence, which is the intellect, which is our survival mode. If we don't have an intellect, we wouldn't survive in this world. What is a survival instrument? We are trying to put all dimensions of life through that, and it has to pass through that sieve. That will completely skew the process.
I take the point that there may be limits to our intellect, but I don't know where those limits are. And I don't know how to guarantee that there are borders there beyond which there's something else.
See, science has done incredible things in the last 100 years, no question. Our life is the way it is today. The comfort and convenience that all of us are enjoying is essentially because of the outcome of the scientific endeavor on the planet, there's no question about that. But at the same time, the limitation of science is we are trying to touch a dimension which is beyond physical nature with a physical stick.
Something that you and I had talked about before is this issue of time perception. It's one of the things I study in my lab, and I was mentioning to you that I think it's one of the most stubborn psychological filters we have, by which I mean time seems to be a construction of the brain because we can easily manipulate it in the laboratory so that you think something lasted longer or shorter or something happened in a different order. And there are many physicists like Einstein who were very clear on this point that time doesn't actually exist, but we're trapped inside of it.
In the yogic way of seeing things, we just see life as a dance of time and energy. It's a certain amount of time and a certain amount of energy. Actually, in the local languages, the expression for death is very beautiful. We say kalamaitana, that means his time got over. In normal language, when we say somebody passed away, we don't say it as we are saying it in English, we say his time got over. Actually, that's all that happened, somebody's time got over. Now, to put this time and energy together in a proper, weave it together well, if your time gets over when your still energy is vibrant, we say this is an untimely death. If your energy gets over when your still time is on, it's a vegetative life. To the art of putting this time and energy together so that both of them play together, dance together well, is a successful life. So when we say time, there are many things we can do with energy, but our time is ticking off at the same pace. We may think many things, we came to this talk, we went to the cinema, we went to the university, we went here and there, but as far as physical body is concerned, it's going straight to the grave. Because it is keeping time. Your brain can be easily fooled. But body is properly keeping time, never you can fool this body, all the time keeping time. Because time is a consequence, time is not a factor by itself. Time is a consequence of cyclical movements in the physical reality. We know time. If the earth spins once, we say it's a day. If the moon goes around us, we say it's a month. If the earth goes around the sun, we say it's a year. Our idea of time has come essentially because of the cyclical movements of everything that's physical around us. This is the nature of physicality. Physicality is essentially cyclical, whether it's atomic or cosmic, everything is cyclical. The moment you're identified with physical nature, time is a big factor. If you dissociate yourself with your physical nature, if you sit here and if you have a little space between you and your physical body, because what you call as my body is an accumulated process. It is something that you accumulated, it's just a piece of the planet. If a little space comes between you and your body, suddenly time is not a factor. To such an extent, we have any number of people, this may be very difficult for a Western audience to digest, but I have seen yogis who have not moved from the place they were sitting for over 6 months, 7 months, just in the same place. By any normal standards, your body should not survive that. But once they sit down, they won't move, just like that, not moving at all. Because once you distance yourself from your physiological process, time is not a factor. Right now you're sitting here, it's not your watch which is keeping the time, it's your body. If I make you sit here for 3 hours, your body says it's enough. But suppose you did not have a body, we are going to sit here for 3,000 years, what's the problem? So essentially, because of your rooting in your physical platform, which you call as the body, which you built over a period of time, from the accumulations that you gathered from this planet, that is the basis of experience of time. If you distance yourself from that, there is no consequence of time on you.
What is the you that can be separated from the physical?
Is it a fact that you gathered your body over a period of time?
It's a fact that this body gathered together over a period of time, and it may be that I emerge as a consequence of that, this feeling of I, as opposed to me doing the gathering.
So the data that you and me have gathered, however big we may think it is, in terms of the cosmos, it's minuscule, it's nothing. It's really not of any consequence. So from this minuscule of data that we have gathered, we are generating some thought which could be useful in making our lives, it could be useful in creating a few things, it could be useful fundamentally for our survival and to enhancement of our survival process, all this. But it doesn't give you access to life. Human intellect and human intelligence has broken out of a certain bond which was there for every other creature, that they could function like an automated machine through certain instinctual process. What has happened with the human being with the process of evolution is, the human being has broken out of that instinctual process and there is an intelligence which has to function consciously. But functioning consciously means every moment of life is an exploration, which is too scary for a whole lot of people. So the best thing is identify with something which gives you some sense of what you are. But this some sense of what you are, which you took on based on your social and cultural backgrounds, what you took on, makes sense for your survival process, but not for explorative process. It doesn't explore life, it keeps you sane, it's a good solace, it keeps you… it helps you to sleep well in the night, but it doesn't awaken a different dimension of knowing, it doesn't awaken the possibility of exploring dimensions which are not yet within you. So if this has to happen, the most important thing is to be able to sit here not identified with anything. When I said, it's so hard to remain uneducated in this world, because everybody is busy wanting to teach you something. This is all I did in my life. to remain uneducated, not to be influenced by parents, by family, by religion that's happening around you, culture that's happening around you, education that people are forcing on you, just to be the way creation intended you to be, simply. See, I may not fit into the university milieu, but I'm okay, you know. Just simply the way you were born. Not tangling up your intelligence to any particular thing, either your nationality or your religion or your race or your creed or your family or any kind of identity or your gender or whatever, simply to be able to view your life just as a piece of life. If one does this, then you will see perception will explode in ways that they have not imagined possible.
While many monks and practitioners of various spiritual traditions engage in meditation and sitting for long periods of time, here are a few notable figures known for their dedication to meditation. Bodhi Dharma. Bodhi Dharma is considered a pivotal figure in the transmission of Buddhism from India to China and the founding father of Chan Buddhism, which later evolved into Zen in Japan. Historical records about Bodhi Dharma are sparse and much of what is known is shrouded in legend. He is said to have arrived in China around the 6th century CE, and his teachings emphasized direct experience and meditation. The legendary 9 years of wall gazing symbolize his commitment to meditative introspection. Bodhi Dharma's influence is felt not only in the Zen tradition but also in various martial arts that originated in the Shaolin monastery, where he is said to have taught. Huke's act of cutting off his arm to demonstrate his sincerity and resolve to become Bodhidharma's disciple is an iconic moment in Zen lore. The extreme gesture is seen as an embodiment of the lengths to which a sincere seeker might go to attain enlightenment. After this dramatic encounter, Huke spent years refining his meditation practice, often engaging in intense sessions of contemplation. His teachings emphasize the direct transmission of insight from master to disciple, a hallmark of the Zen tradition. Huke's legacy lives on in the vibrant lineage of Zen Buddhism. Jetsun Milarepa, born in Tibet in the 11th century, is revered for his profound spiritual transformation. After early life marked by revenge and sorcery, Milarepa sought redemption through meditation under the guidance of Marpa, the translator. His retreats in caves of the Himalayas were characterized by extreme asceticism and meditation as depicted in his songs. Milarepa's teachings emphasize the power of meditation to purify the mind and achieve enlightenment in a single lifetime. His poetic songs, known as the 100,000 Songs of Milarepa, continue to inspire practitioners in the Kagyu tradition. Bhante Henepola. Bhante Ji, born in Sri Lanka in 1927, exemplifies the Theravada tradition's emphasis on mindfulness and insight meditation. After ordaining as a monk at a young age, Bhante Ji dwelled into meditation practice, eventually becoming a respected meditation teacher. His seminal work, Mindfulness in Plain English, has been instrumental in introducing mindfulness meditation to a global audience. Bhante Ji's teachings focus on the practical application of mindfulness in daily life, offering accessible guidance for both beginners and experienced meditators. Ajahn Chah. Ajahn Chah, born in Thailand in 1918, is a revered figure in the Thailand forest tradition, known for his strict monastic discipline and commitment to meditation. Ajahn Chah spent years in the forests of Thailand practicing meditation in solitude. His teachings emphasize the cultivation of mindfulness, concentration and insight. Ajahn Chah's impact on the spread of Theravada Buddhism in the West is evident through the many Western monks which trained under his guidance. His simple yet profound teachings continue to inspire practitioners seeking a balance between monastic discipline and everyday mindfulness. Matthew Ricard. Matthew Ricard's journey from a promising career in molecular biology to becoming a Tibetan Buddhist monk is marked by a deep commitment to meditation and altruism. Ricard's meditation practice, honed in the Himalayas under the guidance of great Tibetan masters, reflects the Vajrayana tradition's emphasis on transformative practices. Beyond his personal meditation journey, Ricard is actively involved in scientific research on meditation's effects on the brain and mental well-being. His engaging talks and writings offers insight into the intersection of contemplative practices and modern science. Thich Nhat Hanh, born in Vietnam in 1926, has been a pivotal figure in popularizing mindfulness and engaged Buddhism globally. His teachings, rooted in Zen practice, emphasize mindfulness in daily life as a means to cultivate peace and compassion. Thich Nhat Hanh's experiences include years of meditation, including during the Vietnam War when he actively worked for peace. His teachings on mindful breathing and walking meditation are accessible practices that have resonated with people from various cultural and religious backgrounds, making him a beloved spiritual teacher worldwide. Dipa Ma. Dipa Ma, born in Burma in 1911, is revered for her mastery of both concentration and insight meditation. Her personal journey into intensive meditation followed personal tragedies, and her dedication to practice led her to profound states of awareness. Dipa Ma became a respected teacher in the West, sharing traditional Burmese meditation practices. Her teachings emphasize the importance of metta alongside vipassana meditation. Dipa Ma's impact extends beyond her personal achievements, as she played a crucial role in bridging the gap between Eastern and Western meditation traditions. In summary, these individuals represent diverse traditions within Buddhism, each contributing to the rich tapestry of meditative practices. Whether it's the legendary figures like Bodhi Dharma and Huke, the poetic Yogi Malarappa, and contemporary mindfulness advocates like Bhante Ji and Matthew Ricard, or the engaged Buddhism of Thich Nhat Hanh, each offers a unique perspective on the transformative power of meditation in spiritual development and the pursuit of inner peace.